Alright, what's up guys, Poison here, and another review. Now today I'm reviewing Duke Nukem Forever. Now, today's Wednesday. I've been trying to shoot this review since Monday, and life is not permitting me to because life doesn't want me to. Distractions keep coming up, and it's been kind of weird this week. But yeah. So, before we get into the actual review, this is not going to be 5 minutes. There's no way I could shoot this review in 5 minutes. It's going to be a pretty long review, and as you can see here, I'm actually kind of like reviewing the game on screen. Yes, I know I didn't spell the word right. I really don't care. I was just trying to shorten it down. But what I'm going to say before we get into this review, if you are a huge fan of Duke Nukem, if this is like one of your favorite characters, stop watching the video now. You're not going to like this review, and you're probably going to hate me. If you want to stick around, cool. But this review is going to be pretty bad. I'm just going to say it. I'm not a fan of Duke. If you've watched the quick play, you'll know I don't like Duke Nukem at all. But yeah, so if you decide to stick around, cool. But there's no way this review is going to be 5 minutes because I have quite a few things I want to talk about that are going to be talked about. So, let's get into the pros first before we get into cons, because trust me, there's a lot of cons in my opinion, and a lot of things that I don't really want changed, but you know, just my opinion. So, this is a heavily opinionated video, and normally when you review a game, you have to be unbiased, can't really put your opinions into it. You know, a review is like telling you straight out what something is. So, let's go with the pros first. Duke Nukem Forever, the gameplay mechanics are right. Now, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say right when they talk about gameplay mechanics, but they're not good. Just because something is right doesn't mean it's good. Like, murder. Maybe it was right to kill the person, but it wasn't good that you killed them. So that's what I mean, like, the gameplay mechanics are right, but they're not good. The game plays how you would expect this game to play, you know? There's nothing special about the gameplay, like, it's just not good. It's just decent gameplay. The guns function the way you want them to function, you know. There's nothing to learn about this game, honestly. Like, let's take Call of Duty, for example. Let's take Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare. In the original Call of Duties, you go straight into the game, you know, you learn how to shoot, you learn how to move, blah, 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 blah. You got the whole game. Starting with Advanced Warfare, you know, you started getting these jetpacks and stuff, and you had to learn this new exosuit, you need to learn all its jumps. The game is not like this. Duke Nukem, you literally just go into the game and you play it. It works, you know. It functions good. It's not the best game, but it works the way you want it to work, you know. You pull a trigger, a gun functions, it has recoil, you know. You could land off rapid shots. It plays right. That's just the best way I could describe the gameplay. And as for pros, this could be a pro or this could be a con, depends how you want it. The gameplay is 8 to 10 hours depending on your playstyle. I beat this game the first time in 8 hours. I quickly ran through the game again to get the achievement to carry the golden gun. That took me 6 hours. The game is not that long. If you know what you're doing, if you know how to play a game, you'll rush through this game, no problem. Like I said, that could be a pro or a con. As for someone who really likes the series, maybe you might find it as a con because the game might be too short, but the game does have multiplayer. The con with that is, this game was made in 2011, so online is kind of dead. I did get to play one online game, and it was fun. You know, it was something new, it was something different. I've never played an online game like this before. This is more like the Quake style, and that's like the best way to describe it. It's like Quake. You know, you go around the map, you have like weapons on the floor, you pick it up, and then you just kill everyone else. The best way I can play or describe it is, what is the game called? I think it's like, God, I don't remember. It was a game made by Epic Games, and give me 1 second, I'm gonna go look up that game. Alright, so I'm back, I looked at the game. The game is Unreal Tournament. The online multiplayer of Duke Nukem Forever is basically Unreal Tournament, you know? If you played that game, or you played any of the Unreal games, or like Doom multiplayer or whatever, it's just, you run through the game, you pick up weapons, and you kill each other. So, pro, it has multiplayer, but multiplayer is essentially dead, and you can't play against bots. But let's move on to the cons, and we're going to go out with the biggest one that's going to take a lot of explaining. I'm not a fan of Duke Nukem's character himself. I'm not a fan of him. Now, his jokes are very, how do you say? His jokes are more along the lines of like childish humor, sort of. Like, this is a game children and like really old people would laugh at. Like, I'm not sensitive at all when it comes to anything. Especially with this election that just happened on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm not sensitive when it comes to anything, but his jokes just aren't funny in my opinion. I like crude humor, but his humor is kind of like, I really don't care for it, you know. Another thing I forgot to mention is this game actually takes place, I believe it's 10 years after Duke Nukem 3D, so I probably should put that in the beginning, my bad. But yeah, his jokes are very, like, certain audience, you know. The best way I could describe his, his jokes, here's, like, the best way I could describe Duke is, like, this is more gonna refer to, like, males, because I'm not sure if females have this equivalent, but if, like, guys, if you make fun of a friend, and they're like, oh, dude, you're gay, you know, normally they respond with, what? I'm not gay, I like boobs, pussy, and, like, that's, like I'm saying, guys are gonna know this reference, because at one point, we've either all called one of our friends gay, and they'll always respond with trying to act straight, regardless if they're straight or not, they'll try to act overly manly, and they'll end up just saying something crude. That's exactly what Duke's humor is like, honestly. Do I want it changed? No. Duke is a product of his time. I don't want Duke changed, you know. The way he is the way he is. Don't turn him into a feminist. Don't turn him into a gay. Don't do anything to Duke. Keep Duke the way he is, but just know I'm not a fan of his humor. I'm not a fan of him. Let's see. I had something else to go off this. Like, Duke Nukem Forever and Gears of War are kind of the same boat, in my opinion. I don't care for the story, but the gameplay is good, and I do enjoy playing the game. I just, once again, don't care for the story. Main reason I don't care for these stories is because when I play a game, I like to somewhat have a relation to a character in one way or another. I don't want to be a freaking big steroid junkie guy who goes around, you know, like, I have no connection to that. Like, Duke, they try to make him too manly, like, overly manly, which is not a problem. You know, a lot of characters have made guys manly, like Nathan Drake, but Duke, they try to go over the top of his manliness. Like, they want to, like, they have him as this pussy-pounding, beer-drinking, cigar-smoking, steroid junkie. And it's like, you know, I can't see myself having a relation with that. Like I said, personally, there's two things I like in the game. If I could relate to a character, or if I could customize a character. You can't do any of that with Duke. And, like I'm saying, I don't want Duke to be changed. Keep Duke the way he is if they make future games. But I just see no relation to it, and, you know, I can't see myself caring about the story, honestly. I don't care about Duke's story. Same as Gears of War. But, like I'm saying, this game would be good for people who are fans of the series. I'm just not, and I don't see myself ever becoming a fan of the series. I have played Duke Nukem 3D, I played Duke Nukem Forever. I believe it was Manhattan Project looked like the cool side-scrolling one that I would like to try, but I'm probably not going to buy it. Now, I don't have much to go on with this review now, because I've pretty much gone over everything I wanted to say, you know. The gameplay is good. The story, didn't care for the story. The character, didn't care for the character. But let's just finish up this review now before we go into, like, repeating ourselves, because at that point, there's no point in it. But Duke Nukem Forever. Does this game have an audience? Yes, this game does have an audience. This game, I would say, is for people who are fans of the original Duke. If you like the original Duke Nukem 3D, this game's for you. But going off of that, I would say get this game super cheap. Do not pay more than $10 for this game. I'm sorry, I know that's kind of rude to say, and I especially know because, like, the developers, Gearbox, worked really hard on this game, and I have no problems with Gearbox at all. Gearbox has actually produced one of my favorite games of all time, which is Borderlands 2 and the Borderlands series. I'm a huge fan of Borderlands, and, you know, seeing that Gearbox made this, I'm like, you know, I have nothing against Gearbox, but this game, like I said, it just mainly comes down to Duke. The character was made a long time ago. The character is made for a specific, like, reason, and I'm just not with that reason, you know, I don't relate to him. So, like I was saying, do not pay more than $10 for this game. I could say I got this game for free, because technically I did. Technically, I bought the 2K Humble Bundle, which came with Battleborn and Mafia 3, or Mafia 2, my bad. Battleborn, Mafia 2, Borderlands pre-sequel, Spec Ops The Line, and this game. So technically, I could say I got this game for free, but, you know, if you could pick up this game for $5 or less, definitely pick it up if you're a fan of Duke. Even if you're not a fan of Duke, it has easy achievements. If you're an achievement hunter or trophy hunter, pick up this game. If you get it super cheap, go for it. Don't even second thought it. But I would say if you are a fan of Duke, the max you should pay is $10. If you're not a fan of Duke, the max you should pay is $5. which I know makes it hard because online markets rarely ever lower their prices, so that's kind of difficult to do. But this game, there's not much replayability about it unless you want to go through and get all achievements, and you can replay it. I want to say maybe 5 replays of the game, and you have all the achievements / trophies. But yeah, for fans, maybe $10 at most. For non-fans, $5 at most, which could be kind of difficult to find, but trust me, you will find it somewhere. I think GameStop sells it routinely for like $1 used, so look around, Amazon, eBay. Once again, I'll repeat it for the last time. If you're a fan of Duke Nukem, $10 is the max you should pay. If you're not a fan of Duke Nukem, $5 is the max you should pay. That's like really bad to say, but once again, that's just, I'm not a fan of Duke. I said it throughout the whole quick play. I did not make it a secret I didn't like Duke. Seriously, I just can't relate to the character, and I can't see myself ever relating to the character. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching this episode, or this review for Duke Nukem. Once again, I'm pretty sure people are going to be mad, blah, 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 whatever. This is my opinion. This is a very opinionated review, which, you know, would it warrant an actual review? No. Do not take this review as, like, final word. Maybe go look up another reviewer who likes the game, or go look up other reviews. I'm just giving you how I felt about this game. And, yeah. So, we're finally done with Duke Nukem Forever, obviously, because you're seeing the review. Tomorrow, I might be live streaming. Hopefully, if everything works out and I'm not busy, I'll be live streaming. Sunday, we'll come back with more Demon's Cross. And Monday, we'll start up Gears of War 3. So, until then, have an awesome day. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.